Hello, I'm Tony Perkins, President of the Family Research Council in Washington, D.C. Proverbs 29:2 declares that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people mourn. In America, the main way for the righteous or the wicked to be in authority is through the ballot box. Most are voted for and elected. Voting is a simple act, but it has a significant impact. When we vote, we help determine who will lead our nation, make our laws, and protect our freedoms. Founding Father Samuel Adams said this. He said, quote, "Let each citizen remember at the moment he is offering his vote that he is executing one of the most solemn trusts in human society for which he is accountable to God and his country." You see, the Founding Fathers considered voting a sacred responsibility. Voting is indeed a privilege, it's a freedom, and it's an opportunity that millions in other parts of the world can only dream about. But surprisingly, many Americans choose not to vote. What's even more surprising is that too many evangelical Christians are in that number. For instance, in 2012, of the 90 million evangelicals eligible to vote, 51 million actually voted. That means less than 60% of evangelicals are registered and voting. Now you might be asking, what difference does it make? Why should Christians vote? Well, first and foremost, because Jesus told us that we have an obligation to participate in government. He commanded us to give to Caesar what is Caesar's and to God what is God's. And that can apply to a lot more than just paying your taxes. Now, second, consider some recent elections that were decided by just a handful of votes. The 2000 presidential election that was so close between George W. Bush and Al Gore Jr., the one that people are still debating about who won. Think about it. 547 votes out of more than 105 million votes cast nationwide determined the outcome of that election. And the president who would respond to the terrorist attacks on 9/11 and who would eventually choose 2 Supreme Court justices. You see, your vote counts, and the impact is tremendous. In 2008, Saturday Night Live comedian Al Franken defeated incumbent Senator Norm Coleman in Minnesota by 312 votes. What's so important about that Minnesota Senate race? Senator Al Franken was the deciding vote in passing Obamacare. Your vote makes a profound difference. Election day is approaching, perhaps one of the most important in the history of our republic. Take the first step and register to vote. That's why we've developed a voter registration lookup tool on cultureimpact.org and the Voter Impact Toolkit to encourage nonpartisan voter registration, education, and mobilization. So I encourage you to register to vote. Help your friends register and then vote biblical values. As Americans, we have a right to vote, but as Christians, we have a responsibility to vote. Remember, Christians vote.
I'm only one person.
One voice.
One vote.
I can't do everything.
But I can do something.
I can register.
I can cast my vote.
I can vote my biblical values.
Will you join me?
Will you join me?
Together, we can make a difference.